The air gets stale down here fast. He says you really need to go see Noko as soon as possible. He's happy to help. Says you're welcome back. The sun seems brighter atop the mountains. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. What a blow! Ooh, ooh. Radiant. It's becoming terminal. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the gnotes couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those gnotes. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride gnotes, and that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Thinks the world seems smaller now it's spinning down the drain. They saw a Terra Globus a while back, a round world map. Something like that might do a traveller like you some good. Says it's like a regular map, but you spin it. Says the Terra Globus would be easier to find if you had it, right? A world map like the Terra Globus would be so useful for a wanderer like you. Most never wander out of their region, but you're ready to see the world. Thinks you're the right person for the globe. Let's see. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Mjut when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already. Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly believes forgiveness is the strongest revenge.
Bam! The dark wins again. Right? Right?
That's right! Think! The right thing is right there!
Oh, shut that light off, would you?
Makes me feel brighter by the second.
Don't doubt yourself. That's what light is for.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that? So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the Gnotes die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the Mjut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Mjut Meadow.
Masamal vaiseno kasaman waru tukonda.
The Mjut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
Kanyala no toro.
You should lead the Mjut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Kanyala no toro. Bendrine senema.
She's sad that something as wild as the hoof puff can't be tamed, but has to come to terms with the fact that you need to stop it. Nothing's more important right now than this. You found the Mjut meadow. Watch out for the Mjut. Slash and dash. Hot metal. Hey, nice shot.
Kudutuku, kialdo male kanoto.
Now that the Mjut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Dere?
She says the Mjut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Beri? Asil natu.
The Mjut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Kanamunt pialtu ma bendrine senema.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Mjut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Puri kumbalamuma masama dropalo.
She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. A moon could make this a hunter's night. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Mjut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Mjut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world Mjut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not so far away. Seems to her they preferred the Mjut's over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the Gnotes were near extinct. Noko is always willing to help. Has plenty to do, so no worries. It's chilly up in the mountains. The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Chop, chop. Eye boxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. Just a few moves left. Make them count. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the feels. There are tough times ahead. That's not opening on its own. Biohazard makes your skin crawl. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on, sit tight. Isn't that the Mjut over there? You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the Mjut. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Noko.
Beri, moni basa, pala.
Now that the Mjut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Mjut is ready to ride.
Pial tu ma ariaroche nui mumera.
Noko's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Tropalo, brumplena marsamobu. Asadurutu.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Masamal.
You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Minalagi mamuru. Domale tuk.
She's noticed the front teeth seem to be a little loose, so you might be able to pull them out with the pull hook. Nothing beats the darkness. You can never have too much scrap, plastic or otherwise. Frostbert. Itchy trigger finger. Oh, e-waste, hard to find.
Zygandum.
Let's see.
Songainda Botiba.
With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it. And even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that.
Kantigo Dumbo.
Says there's so much darkness to deal with. Rather than curse it, he makes lamps to fight it.
Shaja Sendiri Totum. Zygandum.
You've found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad.
Kamui.
No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past bright lights the present.
Kaikika Kukum. Da Sombo.
Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine?
Desindo.
Says he can see that in the way you brighten everything up.
Kopasa Kompo.
So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's plenty of it that's still worth saving.
Dalfa to Dozinkadimbo.
Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know.
Desindo.
Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes in the bright things in the world.
Zygandum.
Claims he wasn't trying to sell you anything. Now,
Shaja Sendiri.
says he can see by the twinkle in your eyes that you're not here to talk about your allies.
Tundo Pontoyo Da Sombo.
He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days.
Mof Zygandum. Totum.
There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why not call him Me Too?
Kantigo Dumbo.
He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last, afraid that when night comes, it might be proved right.
Mof Kaikika Kukum.
Claims you both walk in different types of darkness, but you guide yourself by the same light.
Munkine.
Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too.
Kamui Lonko.
He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow.
Desindo.
Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Glows with delight at your bright passion for the light. Don't look that beastie in the sears. Gah, that's just awful. Watch your step around here. E-waste, the stuff you need. You should be able to use that. You're here for a reason. It's up to you to figure out what that is. This is harder than it looks. Glittermoth Cave is right here. Days wasting. Get to work while you can.
turi kumbala muma.
That's enough glitter moths to make her plan work.
Beri?
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater.
Andro kana monta.
The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time.
Tukonda.
She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains.
Ala urasa durut.
So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf.
Kamonu.
Everything in nature is dual, and so is evolution as it struggles to find balance in creation. She wonders what could be more beautiful than imperfection.